Hello everybody, this is Farman Inlik. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the 2015 grade 12 English entrance examination. So I'm going to just give some clear explanation for each part of the question or each direction of the question, and you will try to just do the questions individually. And if you have some comments regarding the questions and also the comments, please don't forget to write some comments. Thank you very much. So if you want to just have a contact with me, here is my email address as well as my phone number, and try to write or contact with this phone number. I'm always ready here. The instruction is given here, which is the 2015 educational grade 12 English questions. So I'll try to do the question one by one. The first section or part one question, paragraph coherence. So what's coherence mean? Coherence, let me give an explanation about coherence. One of the base quality of paragraph, in which ideas in a paragraph should be ideas and interwoven each other, and they will give complete or concrete meaning. That's called coherence. Coherence ስንል አንድ አንቀጽ ሊያሟላው የሚችል ሲሆን በአንቀጽ ውስጥ ያሉ ሐሳቦች የሐሳብ ፍሰታቸው ተያያዥነታቸውን ትስስራቸውን ጠብቀው ትርጉም ሊሰጡ እንዲችሉ አድርገው ስናስቀምጥ coherence እንለዋለን. Coherence, paragraph coherence. So this question refers about there are 5 or 4 sentences here, but they are arranged in appropriate order to make coherence paragraph or our understandable or meaningful paragraph. The sentences which are written here should be arranged coherently. So that's simply just reading every sentence cannot be in a position to answer the question, but there must be some kinds of very important strategies. So let me just tell you some of the strategies which are very important to do for this one. Techniques of writing coherence paragraphs. These are my own techniques. If you use these techniques, I think you will win. You will do the question. It's very in a short time. Otherwise, if you read 2 or 3, 4 times, you may kill time, but you are not in a position to answer the questions. The first one, you have to just identify the title or the subject of the paragraph. That's a very important method here. Is what is the title here? A paragraph, it deals only one main idea, one title. So what is the title or the subject of the sentence? ምንድነው ይሄ ፓራግራፍ? እነዚህ አራት ወይም አምስት ሐሳቦች ስለምንድነው የሚያወሩት? ርዕሱን ወይም ቶፒክን የሚጻፍለትን ጉዳይ ለዩት ነው ያልኩት እዚህ ጋር. That's the first thing, please, here. Unless you identify or underline the subject that the paragraph talks, you will be in problem to identify the paragraph coherent, to write the paragraph coherently. So the first thing here is, what is the title of the paragraph here? Second, use different kinds of conjunctions as a clue and a signal expression, such as then, and first, second, third, something like that. These conjunctions are very important to give clues, and which are important to join or to make the ideas interwoven each other, tighten each other, right? ምን ማለት ነው? ሁለተኛው ሰብጀክቱን ከለያችሁ በኋላ አያያዝ ቃሎቹን እዩዋቸው። አያያዝ ቃሎቹ የትኛው ሐሳብ ከየትኛው እንደሚቀጥል ፍንጭ ሊሰጧችሁ ስለሚችሉ አያያዝ ቃሎችን መለየት ሁለተኛው ቴክኒካችሁ ነው የሚሆነው. The third one, identify the flow of ideas. Flow of idea means which idea comes from which and which idea go from which. So the flow of idea is another important point that you should always follow, that you should always just use in practice. ምን ለማለት ነው? ይሄ ሶስተኛው ቴክኒካቸው የትኛው ሐሳብ ከየትኛው ይሄዳል፣ የትኛው ሐሳብ ከየትኛው ቀጥሎ ይመጣል የሚለውን በደንብ ካያችሁት አሁን ኮሄረንስ ፓራግራፉ የሐሳብ ፍሰቱን ማስተካከል ትችላላችሁ. The other very important point here is identify the ending of or the conclusion of the paragraph by writing the summary signal expression for summarizing the paragraph. Yeah, let me explain in Amharic, please, here. ምን ማለት ነው? እነዚህ ሰንተንሶች አረፍተ ነገሩን ኮንክሉድ የሚያደርጉበት ሲግናል ኤክስፕሬሽኖች አሉ. እነዛን ሲግናል ኤክስፕሬሽኖች በመለየት የፓራግራፉን መደምደሚያ መለየት ትችላላችሁ. Very important. If you just first know, ምናልባት things which are difficult to identify the sentence, reading the sentence by itself you will directly come to the distractors. Yeah, if you are in confusion, in dilemma to identify the subject, the idea of the flow of ideas or the conjunction is you directly come to the distractors. ምንድን እንደማለት ፈለኩት ሐሳብ አረፍተ ነገሩ ላይ የምትቸገሩ ከሆነ ምርጫዎቹ ላይ ኑና ምርጫዎቹ ፍንጭ ይሰጧቸዋል። ምንድነው ፍንጭ ማለት የነዚህ የአራት የአምስት አረፍተ ነገሮች ታይትሉን ካወቃችሁት ታይትሉ የሚጀምረው በቢ ከሆነ ቢ ምርጫ መጀመሪያ የሆነው ምርጫ ለዩት ነው ያልኳችሁ። ለዩትና ከዛ በኋላ ምርጫውን ጥያቄውን እየቀለለላችሁ ትመጣላችሁ። ስኮፑን አጥብባችሁት ማለት ነው። ስኮፑን አጥብባችሁት ማለት ነው። በዚህ መልክ ነው ጥያቄዎችን ኮሄረንስ ፓራግራፍን ልትለዩ ልታስተካክሉ የሚችሉበት ቴክኒክ very important method which is the win-win method ይሄንን ኤክስፕሎይት የምታደርጉት። ከዛ ውጭ ምናልባት ኮሄረንስ ፓራግራፍ ስታዩት አረፍተ ነገሩን ከባድ ሊመስል ይችላል ግን very easy, very common. No, it doesn't take maybe just no more than 0.05 seconds to answer a question. So let's do the questions please. እስቲ ጥያቄዎችን እየሰራን እንምጣና look here. However, just communal living can be a choice to reduce your rent. And what about you can do that in two different ways, communally order or individually order. So what is the title here? አሁን ፍንጭ ያገኘው መጣው ማለት ነው። Yeah. So here, if you do not have a financial worries, you can opt for the individual one. That's right, yeah. አሁን ፍንጩ ሐሳብ ፍሰቱ እየመጣ ማለት ስለዚህ ለምንድን ነው የሚዋራው? We do have just two partners, two friends can live in two ways. One is communal, the other is an individual. ሰዎች ወይም የሚግባቡ ሰዎች በሁለት መልክ ሊኖሩ ይችላሉ። እየግላቸው መኖር ካልሆነ ደግሞ በጋራ መኖር። ይሄ ነው ታይትሉ የሚያወራው። ታይትሉ ስለዚህ ጉዳይ this is the title for the paragraph. Yeah, this is the title. As I told you first, please, you should just identify the subject, the title that the paragraph talks. If you identify which distractor begins from this sentence, በቃ አሁን ቢ ነው። ቢ ካለ በኋላ በቢ የሚጀምረው ሐሳብ የትኛው ነው? Simply A ማለት ነው። B C right. See, if you do not have financial doubts, you can opt for the individual one. ምናልባት የፋይናንሻል እጥረቱ ችግሩ ከሌለብህ ብቻህን መኖሩ አማራጭ የሌለው ነገር ነው። እሱ የተሻለ ነው። So right. ከዛ ማለት that enables የትኛው ማለት ነው? ሲ የመረጥ ነው ሐሳብ ከዚህ ጋር ተያያዥነት አለው። ስለዚህ ዲን መጣ finally, however, communal living cannot be just choice to reduce what you rent. በጋራ መኖር ደግሞ የምታዋጩትን ወጭ በጋራ መካፈል ያስችላል። ስለዚህ ገንዘባችሁን ሴቭ ማድረግ ያስችላል አላችሁ። ስለዚህ the correct answer for this coherence paragraph which is A ብለን እንመልሳለን። ምንም ጥርጣሬ የሌለው መልስ ማለት ነው። the subject that I underline here is B. ስለዚህ በቢ የሚጀምረውን ዲስትራክተር መርጣለሁ። ብቸኛው A ነው። ስለዚህ A ብቻ ሌላ ምርጫ የለም። so A መርጣለሁ። ምን ይሄ 0.01 ሰከንድ ማወስድብኝ ይሄን ጥያቄ ለመመለስ ማለት ነው። So the second question here is yeah, however they may just put details incorrect or misused words. No, this is not the first sentence. A paragraph may not begin with coordinating conjunction like this. They may not just also catch other language. No, our computers are made to alert what? To alert us when we make spelling mistakes. Absolutely. It talks about computer. One of the use of computer. Absolutely right. So that's the title, the subject of this paragraph. በቃ እቺ ነች የምትዋራው በሲ ጀምራ ፓራግራፊ። ስለዚህ ምርጫ ያማን ይሆናል? ሲ ነው because it begins with C. ሌላውን ማንበብ አይጠበቅብኝም። So the answer is C ብዬ መልሳለሁ። Yeah, because we have already discussed some of the key strategies for writing coherence paragraph to become meaningful. So we have to exploit that strategy, please. Yeah. Question number 3, the third question. A typical example is what? Yeah. A typical example is what happened in the late just 1990s. Yes, right. So what do you think is the idea here? Which sentence begins or which sentence is the subject of the sentence here? Look here. Yeah, አሁን ስለምንድነው የሚዋራው? Yeah, dependence on coffee means coffee just has thrown a lot of nations into crisis. Yeah. ልክ ነው and coffee farmers using this to be it talks about coffee farmers really the site is clearly written here coffee farmers ስለ ቡና አምራች ገበሬዎች ነው የሚያወራው ስለ ቡና አምራች ገበሬዎች ዲ ይሆናል በዲ የሚጀምረው ምርጫ ኤ ነው ከዛ ሁለተኛው መጣት የሚገባው ማን ነው ዛስ ቢ dependence on coffee hat ሁሉ ጊዜ በቡና ምርት ላይ ዲፔንደንስ ቢሆን በአገሮች ላይ የኢኮኖሚ ክራይሲስ ሊያመጣ ይችላል ነው ያለን ያለው ስለዚህ ሐሳብ ፍሰቱ ዲቢ ይመጣልኛል and then what this usually happens when the world commodity price fails ይሄ ደግሞ ሊመጣ የሚችለው ምንድነው የዓለም የዋጋ መጠን የሚወድቅ ከሆነ የሚቀንስ ከሆነ በአምራቾች ላይ ከፍተኛ ተጽዕኖ ሊፈጥር ይችላል a typical example is አለያ ለዚህ ምሳሌ what happened is the late 1990s ለዚህ ምሳሌ ደግሞ የሚሆነው በ1990 አካባቢዎቹ የነበረው የገበያ ግብይት ለእንደ ምሳሌነት ሊጠቀስ ይችላል this is called a short paragraph which is as introductory paragraph or maybe middle of or body of the paragraph simply what I want to show here is what will be the correct order to become meaningful or understandable or which is called clear paragraph so the answer is still A ብለን መሳለን ምንም የሚከብድ ነገር አይደለም ቴክኒኩን ተጠቀሙበት please question number 4 here question number 4 yeah most of rise occurred in the 1990s yeah there is a lot of evidence that the climate is changing yes right and here is in many parts of the world temperature have risen by 0.7 degree however right ስለዚህ አሁን የሚያሳየን ነገር አለ which comes first here there is a lot of evidence that the climate is changing exactly it talks about how climate is changing what in which degree centigrade the changing happens here that's it so there is a lot of evidence that the climate is changing የሚለው የዚች ፓራግራፍ መነሻ ሐሳቧ ነች ስለዚህ ማን ብዬ ይዛታለሁ ማለት ነው ያ ቢ በቢ የሚጀምረውን ሐሳብ ጀምራለሁ simply ዲ ማለት ነው ምርጫ ዲ ሌላ በቢ የሚጀምር distractor የለኝም the only distractor is D so right here and then which comes second look here D however it is happened faster in some countries and they're just here right and the other one there is a lot of evidence that the climate is changing look here most of the rise occurred in the what in 90s so the answer is still ማን ብለን እንመልሳለን አሁንም ዲ ብለን እንመልሳለን ይሄ ነው ምክንያታችሁ በዚህ መልኩ እነዚህን ጥያቄዎች simply practice አድርጉት መመለስ ትችላላችሁ let's come to the second part which is section 2 jumble words what does jumble words means first you understand words which are written in inappropriate words which means that they do not give complete meaning here to make meaningful sentence the word should be written as correctly right so just to understand to write the words to become meaningful sentence simply what are some of the important techniques that you use that you exploit in writing sentence or answering for such kinds of complex questions yeah jumbled words ማለት ቃላቶች ተዘበራርቀው ነው የተቀመጡት እነዚህን ቃላቶች በትክክል ስናስቀምጣቸው ትርጉም ሊሰጥ የሚችል አንባቢ ሊረዳ የሚችል አረፍተ ነገር ሊያስገኘን ይችላል ነው ስለዚህ ልክ እንደቀደመው coherence paragraph ነው jumbled words ነው inappropriate orders of words ነው so what are some of the techniques here ቴክኒኩ ምንድነው አሁን እሱ ነው ማሳየት የምፈልገው to write the words in the correct order what is important to develop is just every student every learner should practice the different sentence patterns ምን ማለት ነው ማለት አንድ አረፍተ ነገር ስንገልጽ sentence patterns አሉ ለምሳሌ subject plus verb አንድ pattern ነው subject plus verb object plus አንድ pattern ነው subject plus verb direct object plus two or four plus indirect object another pattern ነው subject plus verb plus direct object indirect object plus direct object another pattern no subject plus verb plus predicate another pattern even እንኳን አምስት sentence patterns አወቁ we do have totally 12 or more than 12 sentence patterns so you have to practice the sentence patterns if you know very well these sentence patterns I hope you will write complete and meaningful sentence otherwise if you do not know these sentence patterns you'll be in confusion you'll be in confusion and in dilemma to answer the correct word order, please. I don't want to encourage you to memorize the forms, but you have to practice it, yeah? And I want to encourage ማድረጋችሁ memory እንድታደርጉ አይደል እንዲሸመድዱ ማለት አይደለም practice እንድታደርጉት ነው እንድትለማመዱ ነው እየጻፋችሁ እየተለማመዳችሁ ከሄዳችሁ at least sentence patternዎችን ማወቅ ትችላላችሁ በቀላሉ ሁለተኛው conditional sentence ናቸው እነዚህ በተደጋጋሚ what is the structure of conditional sentence type 1 type 2 type 3 structures of conditional sentence ይሄ መታወቅ አለበት commonly word order ላይ የሚወጡ ናቸው ስለዚህ conditional sentence ስታስቡ there is always if clause and main clause what is the structure of if clause type in type 1 type 2 and type 3 and in zero condition what about the main clause in terms of the four conditionals so you have to just that please yeah ይሄን ማወቅ አለብን ሌላው what are the indirect questions please indirect question the structure of indirect question yeah what's indirect question means the question which begins with yes or no question plus WH question that kind of question is an indirect question let me tell you one thing please here could you tell me what you wanted to learn could you tell me what you wanted to learn for the coming year what you wanted to learn what do you want to learn Arlam could you tell me means the very question the very beginning question the intent of the question but the WH question shouldn't be written as in the form of question rather in the form of statement form so this is called an indirect question for example can you show me where I put my wallet can you show me the place where I put my wallet where I put my wallet where do I put my wallet አይደለም ማለት የሚገባኝ where I put my wallet where subject WH question subject verb ነው ይሄን structure ተጠቅመን ሁሉ ጊዜ indirect question adjust ማድረግ እንችላለን yes or no question it always begins with auxiliary verbs modal verbs be forms of verbs d forms of verbs plus subject plus action verb plus another element don't forget this one please WH question words WH question plus auxiliary verb plus subject plus action verb plus another element right adverse of frequency እነዚህ adverse of frequency ሶስት position አላቸው እነሱን ማወቅ አለባችሁ the first one is if a statement might use be forms of verbs ለምሳሌ she is sometimes busy subject plus be forms plus adverse of frequency ልክ ነው and if a sentence might use action verb የሚጠቀም ከሆነ she always reads subject plus adverse of frequency plus action verb plus object of the sentence ሁለተኛው አጠቃቀማችን ነው ሶስተኛው if a sentence might use two verbs we can insert one kind of adverse of frequency between the two verbs this is also the third ways of using adverse of frequency commonly you have to practice and just read it please here as I told you now please አሁን ነገርኳችሁ እነዚህ structures በደንብ ማየት መቻል እንዳለባችሁ ይሰማኛል please and the other types of sentence structure what is the structure of simple sentence compound sentence complex sentence compound complex እና complex sentence structureaቸው ምንድነው የሚመስለው እነሱን መለማመድ generally the word order or the jumble order questions are not out of this please እነዚህ jumble order ምንላቸው ከዚህ ውጭ የሚወጡ ስላልሆኑ እነዚህን practice ማድረግ እንዳለባችሁ ይሰማኛል so let's come to the question please ጥያቄዎችን እየሰራን እንደስኪያው ጥያቄዎችን እየሰራን I don't want to just read the question here the jumbled word questions I directly came to the distractors yeah በቀጥታ ወርዶቹ ላይ አይደለም ወርድ ሰዓቴን አልገለም እዛ ጋር ምርጫ ላይ ነው የሚመጣው እዚህ ጋር so here passing a generation is like killing a generation who have actually failed in their exam meaningless ነው ሊሰጠኝ የሚችለው ትርጉም የለም so simply passing students who have actually failed in their exam is like killing a generation but that's meaningful ነው ያ የወደቁ ተማሪዎችን ማሳለፍ ማለት ዜጋን እንደመግደል ነው ሐሳቡ ይሄ ነው የሚላችሁ የወደቁ ተማሪዎችን ማሳለፍ ማለት ዜጋን እንደመግደል ማለት ነው passing students who have failed structure looks what's the independent clause here passing a student is like killing a generation ይሄ main clause ነው who have actually failed in their exam relative clause ነው ወይም dependent clause ነው ወይም defining relative clause ነው it's defining what kind of subject it is that is passing students እሱ ነው define የሚያደርገው extra information አይደለም የሚሰጠን ስለዚህ correct structure ነው እነዚህን word orders እናስቀምጣቸው ይሄን ትርጉም ይሰጠኛል ማለት ነው that's all right The other question number 6. Question number 6. Yeah, there are many stories about people who couldn't learn how to be rich. 1. Right? There is subject here. The subject is here. And are many stories, of course, which is called noun phrase about people who yeah, right. Many rich people are this? No, because the sentence begins with adverb was called quantity adjectives. Stories are there meaningless here. Stories no meaningless here. Simply the answer is A. There are many stories meaningful, understandable because the words are arranged appropriately. ቃላቶች በትክክል ተቀምጠው ነው። ሰብጀክት አለ፣ ቨርብ አለ፣ ኦብጀክት አለ፣ ሪላቲቭ ክሎዝ አለ። እዚህ ጋር ኮምፕሊት ሰንተንስ ሊሰጠን የሚችል ይሄን ስትራክቸር ስንጠብቅ ነው መልሳችን ኤ ብለን እንመልሳለን። የቅድሙን ህግ ተግባራዊ ስታደርጉ ይሄ ማለት ነው። የቅድሙን ህግ ተግባራዊ ስታደርጉ ይሄ ማለት ነው። ያ The other question is still the first African Abebe Bikila was ever to take home in an Olympic gold medal. No, the first African Abebe Bikila, who is the subject here, what does it consists of? Suleiman no ማውራት አበበ ቢቂላ ነው ምክር የሚገባው ስለ አፍሪካዊ ስለሆነ አንድ ሯጭ ስለሆነ አበበ ቢቂላ ነው ማውራት የሚገባኝ. So it's not the correct order, please here. Abebe Bikila ever take an Olympic gold medal to whom was? No. Look, the word weight is situated here. Wrong place of this. Before so that's wrong here. Abebe Bikila was ever the first African girl to take home an Olympic medal. No, that's wrong, please. Abebe Bikila was the first African to ever take home an Olympic gold medal. Abebe Bikila የመጀመሪያ አፍሪካዊ ሲሆን ለመጀመሪያ የኦሎምፒክን ጎልድ ወደ ቤቱ ያስገባ ሯጭ ነው። ይሄ ነው ትርጉም የሚሰጠን። ሶ መልሳችን ማን ነው? ዲ ነው። because አረፍተ ነገሩ የሚወራው ስለማን ነው? ስለ አበበ ቢቂላ ነው። where was Abebe Bikila, an African athlete? What did he do? He won the Olympic gold medal. Yes, the Olympic gold medal. ይሄ ነው ጀስቲፊኬሽኑ እዚህ ጋር የምንሰጠው። ስለዚህ ወርድ ኦርደሮችን በዚህ መልክ አሬንጅ እናደርጋለን። አሁን እነዚህ ጀምብል ፓራግራፍ ወርድ ኦርደር they are not somehow difficult here. The other kind of question is letter writing. clear. በባለፈው ቪዲዮ letter writing ላይ ብዙ ምሳሌዎችን ለማስቀመጥ ሞክሬያለሁ. Letter writing, so the first letter writing you have to just categorize, please. Formal letter and informal letter. Formal letter, which is application letter, official letter, business letter, letter of condolence, invitation letter, complaint letter. These are examples of formal letter. Whereas friendly letter and love letter and family letter, letter of condolence, letter of invitation sometimes. These are examples of friendly letter. So the difference between friendly one was called informal and formal. Formal letter, the structure or the format that we use in formal letter is formal, always formal, and the language is also formal. The opening statement and the closing statement is always formal, which is completely different from that of the informal. So when it says just informal, we write letter to love, friends, families, intimacies, closenesses, yeah? Letter of invitation, this is an informal. So the opening sentence and the closing sentence for informal letters completely they are different. Because of this structure, formal letter is completely different from an informal letter. ይለያል። የጓደኛ ደብዳቤ የምንጽፈውና ሌላ ፎርማል የሆነ ደብዳቤ የምንጽፋቸው ስትራክቸራቸው የምንጠቀመው ቋንቋ አገላለጻችን completely ይለያያል። ከዛ አንፃር ነው እዚህ ጋር የሚጠይቃቸው what is your opening sentence in a formal letter supposed to do ነው የሚላቸው ያ what is this the opening sentence yes opening sentence and formal ለምሳሌ if you write an application letter because application letter is formal letter what is the opening sentence here opening sentence ነው እያለኝ ያለው እዚህ ጋር it's not salutation አለ opening salutation አይደለም ያለኝ opening salutation አይደለም opening sentence ነው opening sentence means introduction of a formal letter writing opening sentence ማለት የቦዲ ኦፍ ዘ ፓራግራፍ ኢንትሮዳክሽኑ ምንድነው እዛ ጋር የሚገለጸው ሐሳብ ለምሳሌ ቢዝነስ ሌተር ብጽፍ አፕሊኬሽን ሌተር ኦፊሻል ሌተር ሌተር ኦፍ ኮንዶለንስ or letter of invitation letter of complaint ብንጽፍ መጀመሪያ ኦፕኒንግ ስቴትመንቱ ላይ ምንድነው መጻፍ የሚገባ ነው የሚላችሁ ያ so great and perhaps that salutation ነው great የምናደርገው state clearly why you are writing the letter absolutely right ያ ለምንድነው ደብዳቤውን የጻፍነው ለምንድነው ደብዳቤውን የምንጽፈው ስለምንጽፈው ጉዳይ ሐሳቡን በግልጽ ኢንትሮዳክሽን ላይ ማስቀመጥ ከቻን this is called opening sentence or we can say this introduction of formal letter no for instance here Let me give you an oral writing for complaint letter. I bought, I have a customer who is like this, and I'm a whole distributor. So before I'm going to justify why I'm going to write, just I order you to send me computers, laptops, and duplicating machine, but two of the computers are not functioned. Even they do not give light ብዬ ብጽፍ ኮምፕሌን ስለማቀርብለት ጉዳይ ሐሳቡን በግልጽ ስቴት ሳደርግ ይሄ ኦፕኒንግ ሰንተንስ እንለዋለን ኦፕኒንግ ሰንተንስ እንላለን ለምሳሌ አፕሊኬሽን ሌተር አዲስ አበባ ዩኒቨርሲቲ ላይ አፕላይድ ማድረግ ብፈልግ I would like to apply for the post of English lecturer in university announced in Ethiopian here are dated ብዬ ባስቀምጠው This is an introduction, which is an opening sentence. I state why I am going to apply for the vacancy. ገብቷችኋል አይደል? ኢንትሮዳክሽን ላይ ሳስቀምጥ ቫካንሲውን እንደማመለክት እዛ ጋር ስቴት ሳደርግ ይሄ ኦፕኒንግ ሰንተንስ እንለዋለን። ኦፕኒንግ ሰንተንስ እንለዋለን። ክሊር በቃ ሌላ ምሳሌ መስጠት እችላለሁ. I can do it here. Second question here. When do we add this or demand an informal letter? Absolutely. This is called an opening salutation. This or demand. መቼ ነው ይሄን this and demand? When do I use this and demand? In case just when I write an application letter, letter of complaint, letter of condolences, letter of invitation, letter of official, letter of business letter. If I do not know the person to whom I write, or if I do not know the person or the receiver of the person, so this is an important opening salutation. Thus, ምንም ጥርጥር የለውም ምጽፍለትን ሰው ስሙን ካላወቅኩት ወንድ ከሆነ ዲሰር አለው ሴት ከሆነች ድማዳም ላለው ይሄን ምጽፈው ደግሞ ምን ሲሆን ነው when we want to just hear እዚህ ጋር ይሁት when we do not know the name of the person to whom we write exactly this is D ብለን እንጽፋለን don't forget please hi friends don't forget this one please this is important letter writing I have already published critical analysis of formal letter and informal letter the video that I published before 3 days ከሶስት ቀን በፊት ፐብሊሽ አድርኩ ቪዲዮ ላይ በደንብ በስፋት አይቻለሁ informal letter ዛጋ በደንብ ማየት ተጠበቅባቸው if you like ከፈለጋችሁ ማለቴ ነው ማስገደድ አይደለም እኔ which one of the following could be a typical ending of your letter of complaint local company your letter of complaint no it's not a kind of it's a kind of formal letter our complaint letter ሲላችሁ እናንተ for ለምታታው ጥያቄ ፈልጉ formal letter ነው just look here we have common ways of concluding for formal letter one is your faithfully second your affectionate the third sincerely yours or yours sincerely or sincerely 5 ways አለን በአምስት መንገድ ፎርማል ሌተሮችን ኮንክሉድ እናደርጋለን በአምስት መንገድ ስለዚህ ይሄን ለሁለት እንከፍለዋለን if you know the person we should conclude that writing letter sincerely yours sincerely or sincerely ካወቁት በዚህ ኮንክሉድ አደርጋለሁ የምጽፍለትን ሰውዬ ካላወቁት ደግሞ your faithfully or your affectionate ብዬ ኮንክሉድ አደርጋለሁ ክሊር ነው ይሄ በቃ ክሊር ነው ሌሎቹ እዛ ጋር many thanks your truly best regards or kind regards closing for an informal letter nacho so they are not the answer so the answer is C ብለን እንመልሳለን I give do analysis for this letter writing please this letter writing which is not difficult clear simple questions and also what are the correct formats of writing an application letter on the right margin what's written on the right margin what's written on the left margin what's opening salutation what is the first introduction second paragraph the third paragraph the fourth paragraph how can you conclude an application letter who write the paragraph how can you conclude it and these are 7 titles which are found in an application letter እነዚህን በደንብ ማየት ነው letter of complaint እንዴት ነው የምንጽፈው business letter እንዴት ነው የምንጽፈው or letter of condolence እንዴት ይጽፋለሁ official letter እንዴት ልጽፋለሁ ኢንተንቶቹን ይዘቶቹን በደንብ መለየት መቻል አለባቸው please formal letter how formal letter is completely different from informal letter ለምሳሌ አንድ ለጓደኛ ደብዳቤ ብጽፍ ለምሳሌ hi how are you and your families I hope you and your families are right there I and my families are alright but this piece of writing is likely to be ብላችሁ simply this is not a kind of formal letter this rather what friendly letter so this kind of letter writing is friendly letter ብላችሁ ትመልሳላችሁ ወይም informal letter ብላችሁ ትመልሳላችሁ ምክንያቱም እዚህ ጋር የምጠቀመው ቋንቋ basically informal language ነው ለፎርማል language ወይም application letter ላይ
an informal language ልጠቀም አልችልም hi how are you I hope you are fine ብዬ የምጀምርበት ቴንደንሲውም ሊኖረኝ አይችልም ስለዚህ ያረፍተ ነገሮች even የላንጉጅ አጠቃቀማችን ማተር ያደርገናል formal and uninformal letter ለማድረግ even how we conclude the sentence that we conclude for the formal letter and the informal letter conclude የምናደርግበት ሐረግ ያረፍተ ነገር አገላለጻችን ራሱ formal and informal letterን identify ያስደርጉታል ስለዚህ እዛ ጋር take care of that if you want to sum idea I'll write ጽፍላችኋለሁ አንድ ቪዲዮ ፐብሊሽ ላደርግ እችላለሁ fine the fourth question punctuation and capitalization actually punctuation are very different types of punctuation marks and capitalization which elements which words which titles and which types can be written as capitalization በካፒታላይዜሽን የምንጽፋቸው ሐሳቦች ነገሮች ምንድናቸው በጣም ሰፊ ነው መዘርዘር አልችልም read it but I am ready to publish for the video especially for punctuation marks እሱን ፐብሊሽ ለማድረግ እየተዘጋጀው ነው በቅርብ ፐብሊሽ አደርግላችኋለሁ ግን ጥያቄዎቹን እንዴት እየመለስላቸው ለነሄድ እንችላለን እነሱ ጥያቄዎች እያየን the first one is question number 11 ነው የሚጠይቃችሁ question number 11 which one do you think is correctly written or correctly punctuated ነው የሚላችሁ correctly punctuation we used to stay at the Hilton Hotel and dinner at Kokab restaurant but the problem is these nouns are written in capital letter Kokab is written in capital letter but restaurant is in small letter so that's wrong here Hilton hotel is in small letter and this capital letter that is also true but the problem is hotel can be written as small letters so it cannot be written here Hilton Hotel both are capitalized and both are capitalized absolutely right if you write here in small letter this must be in small letter if you write this in capital letter and this must be in capital letter but the name of the hotel should be written or must be written and capitalized must be no should be actual must be written Hilton h be capital and Kokab is capital absolutely right so the answer is C ብለን እንመልሳለን አሁን የሰጠሁትን justification በደንብ ያዙ please yeah there's the next question please here the next question we bought them blankets bedsheets clothes and what and clothes and some rice critically በደንብ መታየት አለበት እዚህ ጋር please ስተቱ ምንድነው እዚህ ላይ ለምሳሌ we bought them blankets comma bedsheets comma clothes and some rice ልክ ነው በሁለቱ ነገሮች መካከል ኮማ ያስፈልጋል ምክንያቱም አያያዝ ቃሉ ሁለቱን ሐሳቦች ለይዷቸዋል no comma is needed here that's right ልክ ነው we bought them just blankets clothes and here is what's called there is a comma after and it's completely wrong ያያችሁት እዚህ ጋር ካያያጁ ቀጥሎ ኮማ አለ ይሄ ነው ስህተቱ ስለዚህ ኮማን አንጠቀምም so that's completely wrong ብለን ነው የምንወስደው here we bought them here we bought them there is a comma so that's no need to put a comma here ስህተት ነው እዚህ ጋር ኮማ መጠቀማችን እዚህ ጋርም ልክ እንደዚህ ዲ ላይ ተመልከቱት bedsheets clothes there is a comma here no need to put a comma before the conjunction and here ከend በፊት conjunction መጠቀም ይገባል ሁለቱ ክሎዞች ሜን ክሎዝ ከሆነ correlative conjunction ተጠቀምን ማለት ነው ኮማ እንጠቀማለን ነገር ግን እዚህ ጋር ወርድስ ናቸው closes and summarize so no need to put any comma here because the conjunction is between the two words so we cannot put any kind of conjunction mark so the answer should be A ብለን እንመልሳለን አሁን የሰጠሁትን እንትን በደንብ ይዩት ይሄን so the answer should be A question number 13 here at St. Paul Hospital St. Paul ቅዱስ ጳውሎስ ሆስፒታል ለማለት ነው St. Paul Hospital the trained doctors in a variety of fields example the problem is example look here for instance exemplification there is a kind of punctuation between the small letter E and the small letter G so this is not right wrong ስህተት ነው በሁለቱ መካከል ፔሪድ መኖር አለበት ፔሪድ የለም ስህተት ነው ማለት ነው that's wrong please the second St. Paul Hospital they train doctors in a variety of fields yes exactly yes example here period is between the two letters and there is a period inside the comma cardiology comma and neurology absolutely right but the problem is no need to put a comma after the period but anyway this one is better than the other distractors here the problem here is as Saint Paul, Sant and Paul, between there is a period, no need to put a period here. The same is true for choice D. So choice C and D are not the answer. So the only answer here is B. Please, I justified it. Justify ለማድረግ ሞክሬያለሁ። ለምንድን ነው B የሆነው? One, Saint Paul, no period is written between. ምንም period አይፈልግም ይሄ። Saint Paul ስንል simply gap አለ space ነው የምንሰጠው. And there is a period between A and J and a period here and there is a comma here. So from this perspective, the answer is B ብለን እንመልሳለን። So every just እያንዳንዷ ነገር ጥንቃቄ ትፈልጋለች በpunctuation mark ላይ. The next question, question number 14. Question number 14, yeah. Question number 14. They donated money, yeah. They donated money here. Donated money, yeah, comma, gave out food and clothing and medication here and plugged a lot more. No, it's not the answer for the question here. And here is the guy alone, and here is a kind of punctuation mark that makes the sentence wrong. ስህተት አድርጎታል እዚህ ጋር ስለዚህ እሱም መልስ ሊሆን አይችልም so the other one is here look here clothing and medication እዚህ ጋር ምን ሰጠ ኮማ ሁለቱ የተለያዩ ቢሆንም በኤንድ ስለተለያዩ ኮማን አንጠቀምባቸውም ስለዚህ እዚህ ጋር wrong ነው ዲ ስትመለከቱት ያ they donated money gave out food comma clothing and medication comma and what played a lot more right so the phrase can be separated with a comma. The phrase can be separated, comma. Gave out food, comma. Clothing and medication, comma. And what? Played a lot more. No comma is between played a lot more. So the right structure here is correct punctuation sentence and which has meaning is only D. Completely right. Completely right. Section 5, word spelling. Yeah. Actually, I don't have any fixed rules that helps you to understand to write words correctly but what I want to show here is if you pronounce the words correctly you have to just write or change into written form with correct spelling if you pronounce the words incorrectly you cannot write the words correctly because the word that you pronounce can be written correctly የምናነበውን ስለሆነ የምንጽፈው ቃሎችን በትክክል የምናነባቸው ከሆነ የሚወክሉትን ድምጾች ወረቀት ላይ ማሳረፍ እንችላለን በደንብ ፕሮናውንስ ማናደርገው ከሆነ ግን መጻፍ አንችልም wrong spelling ነው የምንጽፈው ማለት ነው full of errors ነው የምንጽፈው ያ full of errors so here concession no right here compassion s should be doubled here መሆን አለባት ሲንግል ኤስ ለች wrong ነው ስናነበው compassion ያ የሚጎለው ነገር አለ deficient s አንድ ኤስ ነው የሚፈልገው እዚህ ጋር ደብል ኤስ አለ ስህተት ነው እሱም research correct pronunciation ይሄ ነው ደብል ኤስ ያስፈልገዋል ስለዚህ correct spelling ይሄ ይሆናል ማለት ነው ታውት ይሄ ቀላል ነው ታውት ማለት think ከሚለው የመጣው THINK ወደ ፓስ እንቀይረው ታውት ነው THOUGHT ታውት ብለን ነው ፕሮናውንስ የምናደርገው ታውት ሲል ደግሞ ቲች ነው TESH ፕሬዘንቱ ፓስ ፎርሙ ታውት ነው TAUGH ታውት here and here is route no thought right spelling ዲ ብለን እንመልሳለን absolutely right versaችን ነው so the more you pronounce words correctly the better you write on a piece of paper this is the best solution to write words correctly otherwise I don't have any way to show you that which is correctly spelled and which is not correctly spelled no yeah and the other one here is paragraph development yes I have published some we do have 4 types of paragraph descriptive argumentative narrative and expository I already published video so I don't want to just give any clear explanation detailed explanation of types of paragraphs simply I want to focus on the question here so which one of the following sentence is really descriptive paragraph one of the purpose of descriptive paragraph to make vivid image vivid image you make the thing that you describe with tastes smells and what's called sees hears and touch which is called to make the object, the matter, vivid image. You might use very smart and unusual expressive words, especially for adjectives. If not, that's not a kind of describing for the object. That's called so descriptive paragraph ጽፎ አንደኛ spatial order ነው የምንጽፈው። spatial order ማለት based on direction ነው የምንጽፈው። direction ማለት ወይ ከሰሜን ወይ ከደቡብ ወይ ከምስራቅ ወደ ምዕራብ አቅጣጫን መሰረት አድርገን የምንጽፍ ከሆነ vivid image ይሰጣል። vivid image ማለት እኮ የአእምሮ ምስል መፍጠር ማለት ነው። የማያውቀው ሰው እንዲያውቀው እንዲያሸተው እንዲቀምሰው እንዲዳስሰው አድርጎ ማስቀመጥ መቻል descriptive paragraph. Simply you can just identify whether the paragraph is descriptive or not beginning from the topic sentence. Yeah, በቀላሉ ማወቅ እንችላለን። የቶፒክ ሰንተንሱ መጀመሪያ ላይ የተጻፈውን ሐሳብ ስናየው yeah it wants to describe about something, so I simply under this kind of paragraph descriptive ማስቀመጥ እችላለሁ. If two things which are written debatable in the paragraph at the introduction of the paragraph, that kind of paragraph is argumentative ላለሁ። ሁለት ተከራካሪ ሐሳቦች የፓራግራፍ መጀመሪያ ላይ ከመጡ argumentative identify ያደርጋለሁ ማለት ነው። ለምሳሌ once upon a time they were two friends ብዬ ናሬት ማረከው ናሬቲቭ ፓራግራፍ ነው። computer is important to do something ብዬ ብጽፍ expository paragraph ለምን explain ነው እያደረኩ ያለሁት ኢንፎርሜሽን ነው እየሰጠው ያለሁት። ስለዚህ አራቱም ፓራግራፎች በፐርፐሳቸው በአጻጻፍ አላማቸው ይለያያሉ ነው። ይሄ ነው ዋናው ቤዚክ ዲስቲንክቲቭ ዲፈረንሳቸው ስለዚህ አሁን እኔ ሌላ ማንበብ አልጠብቅም። መልሳችን ኤ ነው። ያ Paul was such a quiet club who was always silent regardless of the bitter absolutely ምንም ሌላ ማንበብ አልፈልግም። so the answer is የሚገልጸው ነገር አለ። ስለ ፓውል ነው እየገለጸ ያለው። እሷን ገለጻት እዚህ ጋር exactly ስለዚህ በዚህ መልክ እናንተም በጣም ፈጣን መሆን አለባችሁ። hi friends, which one of the following what is taken from cause effect? Yeah, right, yeah. Let me say something here. We do have 6 ways of writing paragraph. One is cause effect, comparison and contrast, and maybe just exemplification or process and classification, and also illustration. We have 6 different ways of paragraph writing. We do not have only one. አንድን አንቀጽ ስንጽፍ እንደምንጽፈው ዓላማ አንፃር በስድስት መልክ እንጽፈዋለን። አንደኛው ለምሳሌ comparison and contrast ነው። ማወዳደርና ማነጻ ያወዳደርና ያነጻጸር እንጽፋለን። actually እያንዳንዱ ዲቴል አናሊሲስ አልሰጠም። cause effect ካልን well if you write about only the cause of something there will be an effect here. ስለ cause ምንጽፍ ከሆነ effect አለ። ስለ effect ምንጽፍ ከሆነ ደግሞ cause አለ ማለት ነው። ቤዚካሊ እንደገና ወጥቅልል አድርገን cause effectም cause ምንድነው effecቱ ምንድነው ብለን ልንጽፍ እንችላለን። cause effect ማለት ያ the cause of my poor performance in spoken English ብዬ ብጽፍ what are the causes of my performance in spoken English? The causes are poor phrenology or what's called less interest to learn, less practice, the teacher's poor methodology. These are the causes. What is the effect? Poor performance in spoken English. Getting less result in spoken English is the effect. Or unable to communicate with my teacher, with my friend is the effect. Unable to just communicate with the native speaker is the effect. ልክ ነው። ይሄ ነው cause effect ማለት ለኔ ስፖከን ደካማ መሆን ኮዞቹ አስቀመጥኩኝ። ከዚህ ደግሞ ኢፌክቱ ምንድነው? ከመምህሬ ጋር ከጓደኞቼ ጋር ከኔቲቭ ስፒከርስ ጋር ወይም የፈተና ውጤቴ ዝቅተኛ መሆን ኢፌክት ነው። cause effect ይሄንን ልክ እንደዛ አድርጌ የምጽፍ ከሆነ cause effect ፓራግራፍ እጽፋለሁ ማለት ነው። ይሄ ነው ሴንሱ የምትይዙት ፕሊዝ። ስለዚህ ቢ ላይ እንምጣለ there are a lot of things that make life in the just area are difficult. Yeah, what makes life in the area difficult? There is something hidden የተቀመጡ ነገሮች አሉ። ለምሳሌ ምንድነው ላይፍን እዚህ አካባቢ difficult ያደረገው? What are the causes? The causes ምንድናቸው? The first one just expensive or rocketing of goods and merchandise, problems of or rocket cost of renting a house, or maybe ለምሳሌ የሸቀጦች መወደድ፣ የቤት ኪራይ መወደድ ምናልባት እንደዚህ አይነት ነገሮች እዚህ አካባቢ ያለውን ላይፍ ምን አደረጉት? ዲፊካልት አደረጉት፣ አስቸጋሪ አደረጉት። ኢፌክቱ ምንድነው የሚሆነው? people will be starved. Yes, ህዝብረሰቡ ሊራብ ይችላል። people could not send their children to school. ህብረተሰቡ ልጆቻቸው ወደ ትምህርት ቤት ላይልኩ ይችላሉ። people will migrate to another place ማህበረሰቡ ወደ ሌላ ቦታ ማይግሬት ሊያደርግ ይችላል። people will be in a severe problem ህብረተሰቡ ወደ ከፋ ችግር ይዳረጋል። these are the effects. so this sentence shows about cause effect relationship እንለዋለን። cause effect relationship እንለዋለን። ስለዚህ መልሳችን ማን ነው የምንለው ማለት ነው? ቢ ብለን እንመልሳለን። completely ቢ ብለን እንመልሳለን። cause effect ማለት I'll give you and some sample explanation about cause effect, classification, process, exemplification, comparison and contrast. ቪዲዮዎቹ ተለቀዋል። እዛ ጋር በደንብ ይዩት። the other question which is language focus ይሄ የግራመር ጥያቄ ነው። ምናልባት ብዙ ነገሮችን ማየት ይጠበቅብን ይችላል። if I have time I will try to just complete all the grammar questions. if not I will complete it after I'm doing some questions and I will publish the second video on next time please. Yeah, the other, the more we help him blank sense of dependence he would develop so to just so handle things continuously. the more we develop clear question እዚህ ጋር the more we develop that's called parallel comparison ትሉታላችሁ። ይሄን parallel comparison ማለት sentences which are parallel structure the plus comparative and the plus comparative ይሄ parallel comparative ምክንያቱም አረፍተ ነገሩ የጀመረው እዚህ ጋር the better the more I practice the better I improve. the more I practice the better I improve. the more I exercise the better I'm found on a good mood. the better the more parallel ማለት ነው። yes the more we help him and here the more sense of no the most አይሆንም look here እዚህ ጋር ይሁት the more we help him the most sense of አንልም superlative degree ነው። yes the more we help him the more sense of dependence he would develop. so handle things cautionally ነው የሚላችሁ ያ cautionally አያችሁ። በርግጥ እዚህ ጋር ምን መሆን አለበት? the more we help him less sense of dependency ምን መሆን ነበረበት? article ዘን እዚህ ጋር ቢያስከትል the less sense of dependency he would develop አያችሁት? እንደዛ ሊሆን ይችል ነበር። ነገር ግን the more you help him the more sense of dependency he would develop በተደጋጋሚ የምንረዳው ከሆነ ምን ሊያደርግ ይችላል? ዲፔንደንሲን ዴቨሎፕ ያደርጋል። ዲፔንደንሲን ፕራክቲስ ያደርጋል። ስለዚህ so handle things cautionally ስለዚህ የምናደርገውን ነገር ሃንድል ማድረግ አለብን ነው የሚለን። ስለዚህ ምንድነው የሚሆነው መልሳችን? the more the sentence structure is the more and the more parallel comparison እንለዋለን። ይሄን parallel comparison yeah exactly. the next question, you don't seem to have ever seen the creature is a kind of living things. yeah, a kind of living things. actually about it looked nothing like a kangaroo except in the way it worked. yeah, so these are relative pronouns here, one and who, whom and which. what is the correct relative pronoun? when do we use who? if the subject is about person, so we can just use here who, and it's a subjective case ከሆነ who እንጠቀማለን። whom person ነው objective case ነው እንጠቀመው of course whom እንጠቀማለን። which subject to things and animals ከሆነ which እንጠቀማለን of course right ነው subjective case ነው። non defining relative pronouns እንጠቀማለን። non defining መጠቀም ይችላል። defining non defining ሶስቱን መጠቀም ይችላል። but this not a kind of relative pronoun አይደለም። out of the destructor ነው የምናደርገው ይሄን whom አይደለም እዚህ ጋር because it doesn't go with such kind of sentence structure. the answer should be which because it talks about it looked ነው የሚላችሁ yes it looked creature living things ነው maybe animals ሊሆን ይችላል human beings ሊሆን ይችላል የሚያወራው ስለዛ ግን I told you about yeah it looked አላችሁ it looked nothing like a kangaroo አይመስልም in the way it worked yeah except what አካሄዱ ብቻ ካንጋሮ ይመስላል ከዛ ውጭ ግን ከካንጋሮ ጋር የሚመሳሰልበት ነገር የለም ካለ the sentence talks about animals ነው so animals ከሆነ ደግሞ correct relative pronounናችን which ብለን እንመርጣለን ያ which ብለን identify እናጋን take care of this question. you don't seem to have ever seen the creature which I told you about. it looked nothing like a kangaroo. yeah exactly right. the next question, if one doesn't sleep for days in a row, yes if one doesn't sleep for in a row, so what will be the right word? This is a grammar question please, a grammar question here. if one doesn't Look here, if one doesn't sleep for days in a row, one getting disturbed psychologically and may even just sleep doing the important for normal year. So what's the answer here? One start here. One start. Start because start, begin, leave, lands, take off, and close, end. These are simple present verbs. It doesn't have any future here. Will start, is going to start, and may start. It doesn't have such kind of structure. One starts ብለን ነው የምንመርጠው ያ if one does sleep for days in a row one starts getting disturbed ያ yes ምንም ካልተኛ ምን ሊሆን ይችላል one starts getting disturbed ሊረበሽ ይችላል psychologically emotionally disturbed ይሆናል ጤናማ ሊሆን አይችልም ነው የሚለው ስለዚህ it wants to touch about simple present እነዚህ ምን እንላቸዋለን scheduleን time arrangementን የምንገልጽባቸው simple present verbs ነው የምንላቸው so starts ብለን complete እናደርጋለን ይሄን ሌሎቹ ሊሆኑ ስለማይችሉ ማለት ነው Muluketa always just adored the blank Toyota car that his father drove at the beginning of the 80s yeah it's order of adjective ነው የሚጠይቃችሁ order of adjectives exactly order of adjectives what are the correct order of adjectives adjectives of number adjectives of quality adjectives of size adjectives of age adjectives of shape adjectives of color adjectives of origin in terms of proper adjectives always as well as material adjectives correct order ይሄ ነው correct ደግሞ አለው እንደገና adjectives of number ከዛ quality in terms of negative and positive quality size ይቀጥላል age ይቀጥላል shape ይቀጥላል and also color ይቀጥላል and ከዛ ቀጥሎ origin ይቀጥላል origin በሁለት መልክ proper adjective ለምሳሌ American Ethiopian Sudanese Dutch Pakistani ስንል origin ነው የምንገልጻቸው material ስንል ደግሞ how the materials are made cotton plastic wooden እንደዚህ ስንገልጽ material ናቸው የሚገልጹት አንድ ነው አለ so the answer should be ugly quality adjectives ይሄ which is called age this is called size and this is called red color ማለት ነው የሚገልጹት Toyota car ነው እየገለጹ ያሉት እነዚህ yes Toyota car ነው እየገለጹ ያሉት order of adjective ነው የጠየቀን እንዲሁ እንኳን የምታውቁት ይሄን ነገር what's red look here color at the beginning no never ሊመጣ አይችልም age ሊመጣ አይችልም yes size ሊመጣ አይችልም simply እንደዚሁ order of adjective ይጠይቃችሁ so this is the right word please yeah order of adjectives great the arcus has to blank them a favor of disclosing the company's secret but that was unacceptable to us we cannot compromise our integrity so what's here best house give do and make the question is do and make yeah the arcus has to make them a favor no make them yes do them a favor exactly yeah do them a favor don't know because do not make የተለያየ አጠቃቀም ነው ያላቸው make mistakes make arrangement make an appointment ብለን ነው ማለት do a favor ነው የምንጠቀመው እንጂ make them a favor ልንል አንችልም ያ so the answer is do they asked us to do them a favor of disclosing to make them a favor of disclosing no ስለዚህ መልሳችን ማን ይሆናል ማለት ነው yeah here ወደሚቀጥለው እንደት yeah blank the pilot and his crew recognized the plane had a problem however they didn't say anything least disturbing the passengers yeah what's here together when do is together yeah together either which is one of the two ማለት all more than two things ከሆነ more than two person ከሆነ all እንጠቀማለን both የምንጠቀም ሁለት ነገሮች ከሆኑ ብቻ ነው yes ልጋ ቅልጽ ነው both the pilot and እዚህ ጋር አላችሁ እኮ ይሄው both the pilot and his crew ማለት የሱ ረዳት አብራሪ ለማለት ነው ከሱ ጋር የሚሰራ ማለት ነው crew and also they didn't say anything about that yes they didn't see anything about that ስለዚህ they ተጠቀሙ ማለት ነው both የሚለውን እንጠቀማለን so this is the right answer please you have been just coughing the whole afternoon so what is the response here is syrup good for that is it possible to say it ሙሉቀን ስትስሉ ብለሃል እየሳልክ ነው አልኩ is stroke good for that is it right no why do you do that no is that problem very common no why don't you see your doctor exactly the answer is ለምን ሐኪም ጋር አትሄድ why don't you see your doctor ዶክተር ጋር ሐኪም ጋር ለምን አትሄድ ወይም በሌላ አገላለጽ ለምን ሐኪም ቤት I advise you to go to see a doctor ዶክተር ጋር እንድትሄድ አድቫይዝ አደርጋለሁ ለማለት ነው ሌሎቹ ግን aggressive expressions ናቸው ያ question number 26 if you enjoy blank yeah research very clear no every Sunday in the afternoon so there is enjoy verb pattern የጠየቀን enjoy plus ing enjoy waking yes enjoy plus verb pattern what's verb pattern verb plus ing which means a verb which enjoys as a verb of the sentence so it is followed by a kind of an gerund all right ምንም ጥያቄው መጨረስ የማይጠበቅብኝም ስለዚህ waking ብዬ መልሳለሁ ሪዝኑ ግን ይሄ ነው ያ we don't have to yes we don't have to yeah we don't have to yeah we don't have to blank them we don't have to blank them make off with such an irreplaceable heritage of the nation they should be accountable for what they did we don't have to let them make off let them make off all right let them make of let plus object plus an infinitive verb without to make of phrasal verb ነው or to አይወስድም right answeraችን ይሄ ነው allow የምንጠቀም ከሆነ object አለ infinitive to እዚህ ጋር ይወስዳል የለም እዚህ ጋር consider አይሆንም permitም wrong ነው ስለዚህ let them make off with such an irreplaceable heritage of the nation yeah fine they have been cleaning the forest for 3 days yes they have been cleaning the forest for 3 days blank intervened to stop some yeah right someone need intervened no I want someone need how about you no I wish someone intervened one የሚጠይቃችሁ በጥያቄው የዊሽን አጠቃቀም ነው የጠየቀን I wish መጠቀመው we do have two options one which is simple past አስከትሎ ይሄዳል ሁለተኛው past perfect አስከትሎ ይሄዳል ስለዚህ I wish someone intervened to stop them ምን ማለት ነው ማለት yes they have been cleaning the forest for 3 days ለሶስት ቀን ያክል በተከታታይ ደኖቹ እየተጨፈጨፉ ናቸው ስለዚህ የሆነ ሰው መጥቶ ኢንተርቪንድ እንዲያደርጋቸው ምኞቴ ነው የሆነ ሰው መጥቶ ኢንተርቪንድ ማለት ዛፍ ጭፍጨፋቸውን እንዲያቆማቸው ምኞቴ ነው ይያል ያለው someone I wish someone intervened interrupting or tell them to stop cutting trees I wish someone intervened how about you intervene too someone need no I want someone it's completely wrong they do not complete the question here ምክንያቱም meaning I wish someone intervened ስንል I'm talking about the present ስለ present ነው they have been cleaning the forest ነው present perfect continuous tense ነው ስለአሁን ጊዜ ነው እያወራ ያለው ስለአሁን ጊዜ regretting the present ማወራ ከሆነ wish plus simple past እንጠቀማለሁ so ይሄን መልስ መልሳለሁ that's the rationale behind it please መልሴ ይሄ ነው please he has been paralyzed for months yeah and was literally just bedridden thanks God Hauna is is able to work here Hauna is able to work here before most verbs can ማለት be able to ማለት is able to am able to are able to past form was able to and were able to and ተምሲላ ይዛ ነው ስለዚህ is able to ነው interested to አይደለም turning able to no is able to ፍንጭ የሰጠን ጉዳይ አለ እዚህ ጋር please ያ ፍንጭ የሰጠን ጉዳይ አለ there are thousands of displaced people in different parts of the country who have no proper shelter food or clothes don't you think we blank help them yes we blank them በጣም ብዙ ሰዎች በመቶዎች የሚቆጠሩ ሰዎች ያለ መጠለያ ያለ ምግብ ያለ ልብስ የተቀመጡ አሉ don't you think we ought to help them መረዳት የለባቸውም ብላችሁ ቢረዱ ጥሩ አይደለም ብላችሁ ታስባላችሁ ነው don't you think we should help them ብንረዳቸው ጥሩ አይደለም ብላችሁ ታስባላችሁ ነው እየጠየቀን ያለው don't you think we ought to help them we shall help them we could help them we might help them modal verb ought to because it's an important modal verb which basically uses for giving advices and suggestions. 1. And don't you think, I think plus ought to and should a right structure. So the answer should be ought to. Ought to here. And the next question, please, here. The next question. Blank the gentleman we saw at the gate as we were coming to the article the ማለት ነው። article the ማለት ነው። article the ምንድነው? ዋናው article the ስፔሲፋይ ያደርጋል። ምን ትገልጹትን ስለምታወሩትን ወይ ምን ገልጸውን ነገር ስፔሲፋይ ያደርጋል፣ ግልጽ ያደርጋል። in articles እችን indefinite article a and the ስንጠቀሙ in identify ያደርገው indefinite ነው የሚያደርገው ስፔሲፋይ ያደርገው ማለት ነው። ስፔሲፋይ ያደርገው ማለት ነው። so በዛ መሰረት ነው ይሄን ምን መልሰው blank በርሄ blank annoyed tempted with computer haven't in them around and I think they were out of office ያ ልክ ነው ምንም ሁለቱንም አላየዋቸውም so the answer is neither nor ማለት ነው እዚህ ጋር neither nor አለ እዚህ ጋር please ያ neither nor the answer should be here b ነው ምናልባት እኔ እዚህ ጋር እንትን ሳደርግ የተበላሸ ነገር ሆኖ ነው መልሳችን ግን b ነው neither nor ምክንያቱም with the computer I haven't seen them around and I think they were out of office the whole day ወይ በርሄ ወይም ኡሞድ ከኮምፒውተር ጋር የሆነ ነገር ሲያደርግ አላየሁትም ሁለቱም ቢሮ ውስጥ ያሉም ሙሉ ቀን ቢሮ ውስጥ ያሉም ካለ ሁለቱም አይደሉም ማለት ነው ስለዚህ neither nor ማለት none one no the other none of the two ብለን መልሳለን ማለት ነው exactly when Debella arrived she blank have the time to work yes and just draw what here yeah when Debella arrived she blank have the time to work and enjoys it towards but he didn't here had been the past perfect continuous the present perfect continuous the past continuous and the present continuous very important clue here so the answer is the past continuous when Debella arrived she was having the time to wait and enjoy it towards yeah so was making have she was making have the time ይሄ እሷ ደበሌ ቤቷ እየሄደ እያለ እሷ ይሄን ነገር ትሰራ ነበር ነው የደበሌ ቤት መሄድ በአጋጣሚ ነው ሄደው so the first action is an action was taking place in a certain time in the past so which is past continuous so past perfect continuous doesn't need such kind of sentence structure she had been cooking wet and double arrived she had been cooking wet and double arrived first action had been cooking wet and double arrived yes when double arrived she had been cooking wet ግን ልንል አንችልም ምክንያቱም when double arrived የሚፈልገው ነገር ደበሌ ሄዶ የነበረው የሆነ ድርጊት እየተከናወነ እያለ ደበሌ ደርሷል ነው የምንለው እንጂ had been taking place እንል ሴንሱ ራሱ ሊገልጽልን አይችልም ማለት ነው ስለዚህ past perfect continuous ይሄን ሐሳብ ኮምፕሊት ሊያደርገው አይችልም exactly yeah the other one the other question please the other question is here blank their plane is expected to land slightly after 3 p.m. it gets late give me a call and I will see what I can do yeah the answer is yeah in case ማለት ነው but for አንልም probably አንልም unless አንልም and also in case ነው in case their plane is expected to land slightly after 3 p.m. it gets late give me a call and I will see what I can do yeah in case ምናልባት ፕሌኑ እንደዚህ ስላይትሊ የሚዘገይ ከሆነ ስልኬን ያዘውና ልደውል ይችላልው ይያለው in case ማለት you know just in case means probably or probably in case probably something may happen ማለት in case ማለት take this my phone number in case something happens take my phone number or use my phone number in case something might happens ያ ስልክ ቁጥሬን ያዘው in case ምናልባት የሆነ ነገር ከተፈጠረ ነው ስለዚህ in case እንጠቀም it shows about probably ማለት ነው yes probably ነው የሚገልጽልን in case ማለት is a kind of conjunction ነው አያያዥ ቃል ነው ይሄ and the other question here is yeah when the police arrived the burglars blank away with the money but there is hope that they will be caught ልክ ፖሊሶቹ እንደደረሱ ዘራፊዎቹ ምን አድርገዋል ነው ምናልባት ሆፕ አለ ሊገኙ ይችላሉ ተብሎ ሆፕ አለ ይያዛሉ are just already making. No, the structure is already making. No, it's correct, incorrect, which is present continuous and doesn't take already. Have been making, which is present perfect continuous. It doesn't have such a sentence structure because the police has arrived, which is simple past. And afterward action, all right, short action. So it's not the correct structure if you just insert for the present perfect continuous. Have already made, which is the present perfect, doesn't go with simple past here. Had already made, exactly, because when the police arrived, the burglars had already made away. ልክ ነው። ፖሊሶቹ ልክ እንደደረሱ ዘራፊዎቹ የሚዘርፉን ገንዘብ ዘርፈው ወጥተዋል ነው የሚለን። So the first action is the burglars had already made, and then second the police arrived. This is the short use of past perfect. ምን ማለት ነው ማለት an action had already happened before another past action began. አንድ ድርጊት ተከናውኖ ካለቀ በኋላ ሁለተኛው afterward action ሲከናወን past perfect እንለዋለን። ስለዚህ when the police arrived ስንል second action ነው, afterward action ነው, and the burglars have already made ደግሞ first ወይም earlier action እንለዋለን። ይሄንን ሐሳብ ኮምፕሊት የሚያደርግልን ዲ ብለን እንመልሳለን። ዲ ብለን እንመልሳለን። exactly. The next question, they took off early morning, make it in line, otherwise they would be late. In order that with the attention of and ምንም መልስ አይሆንም ፕሊዝ ሲናዲ መልስ ሊሆኑ አይችሉም። ፎከስ አቴንሽናችን either A or B ነው። in order that was adverbs of result ነው የምንላቸው እንደዚህ result ማለት in order that, so that, for fear that, on condition that, list የምንላቸው ናቸው። so as to in order to ስንል ደግሞ adverb clause of purpose ነው የምንላቸው። purpose ነው የምንላቸው። purpose ሲሆኑ እነዚህ ምን ይገልጹልኛል? so as to ምንጠቀም ከሆነ in order to ምንጠቀም ከሆነ ወይም to ምንጠቀም ከሆነ ቨርቦችን ተከትሎ ይሄዳሉ። ስለዚህ ምንድነው they took off early morning so as to make it in time. በጧት ተነስተዋል በጧት ለመድረስ yes በጧት ለመድረስ otherwise they would be late ካልበለዚያ ይዘገያሉ። ስለዚህ መልሳችን so as to adverb clause of purpose እንለዋለን። ይሄን take care of please allow. Fine. And the other question here blank prices are still the rise. We hope they will come down in the near future. On opposite meaning actually. When do we use although, even if, nevertheless, in contrast to መቼ ነው የምንጠቀምባቸው እነዚህን ሐሳቦች? although ስንጠቀም contrast adverb ነው ክሎዝን ተከትሎ ይሄዳል። even if ልክ እንደዛው nevertheless conjunctive adverb ነው። it never begins a sentence በፍጹም ሊመጣ አይችልም። in contrast to contrast ነው of course beginning sentence ሊመጣ አይችልም። so መልሳችን ማን ይሆናል? although nevertheless prices are still the rise, we hope they will come down in the near future. ምንም እንኳን የዕቃ ሸቀጦች ቢጨምርም በሚቀጥለው ታይም ላይ በሚቀጥለው በቅርብ ጊዜ ሊቀንሱ እንደሚችሉ ተስፋ እናደርጋለን። ስለዚህ ሁለቱ ሐሳቦች ምንድናቸው? opposite means sense ናቸው፣ contrast ናቸው። ስለዚህ contrast ከሆኑ ደግሞ although adverb of contrast ብለን መርጠዋለን። She was packing all morning as her flight was scheduled. Yeah, contrary actually. Yes, contrary, exactly. Blank, it has drastically changes the world in many positive ways. Modernization also spoiled the cultures of many patriots and created an undisciplined citizens. Yeah, undisciplined the citizens. So what's the answer here? ምንድነው actually look በደንብ ያዋቸው ሰንተንሶቹን however ስንል contrast was called conjunctive adverb ነው። contrast ሁለት ሐሳቦችን ነው የሚያያይዘው። contrast adverb ናቸው። ሁለት main clauseዎችን ነው የሚያያይዝልኝ። beginning of the sentence ላይ እንደ adverb ሆኖ ከመጣ however difficult the exam is, however drastically changed ልል እችላለሁ። however drastically adverb ነው። adverbዎችን ተከትሎ ሊመጣ ይችላል። በዚህ ምክንያት ግን it has ካለ however ሊሆን አይችልም ነው። in spite of መጠቀም ከሆነ of course contrast adverb ነው። ግን it is followed by phraseዎችን ነው noun phrase ወይ nounዎችን ተከትሎ in spite of changing the world ልል ይችላል። look here, in spite of changing the world despite changing the world, of course, in spite of possible ነው። in comparison ካልኩ ደግሞ it never begins the beginning of the sentence, rather it comes between the two sentences, በሁለቱ sentenceዎች መካከል ሊመጣ የሚችል ሐሳብ ነው። so in comparison is not the answer. Despite the fact that, in spite of the fact that, they have the same meaning with although, even though, though. Plus what? They are followed by clause. At least clause ማለት subject plus verb structure ተከትሎ ይሄዳሉ here. This one is the subject and this one is the verb and this one is the adverbs right structure despite the fact that. Despite the fact that ብለን እንመርጣለን። Yes, right. Never borrow money from this group of loaners. በፍጹም ከነዚህ የአበዳሮች በፍጹም ምንም ገንዘብ መበደር አያስፈልግም። They will make you pay back double. Yeah. They will make you pay back double. በተበደርከው እጥፍ አድርገው እንድትመልሱ ነው የሚያደርግ። Don't post for other loaners ነው የሚላቸው። በእነዚህ አበዳሪዎች ላይ ባጠገባቸው እንኳን አትለፉ ነው የሚላቸው። ምክንያቱም they will make you pay back. What's important here is make and later. Make plus object plus infinitive verb without to. ይህን ስትራክቸር በደንብ ይዩት። ያው make ማለት ኦብጀክትን ይፈልጋል። ከዛ infinitive verb አለ፣ ግን ቱን አይወስድም እዚህ ጋር። they will make you back double. እጥፍ አድርገው እንድትከፍሉ ያደርጓቸዋል። ስለዚህ they will make you buy. So the answer is make, not do, not for, not ልንል አንችልም ማለት ነው። So the answer should be make. The answer should be make here. Right. You shouldn't expect that exactly accepting we blank make it, but if we happen to be, yeah, we could write, we could ብለን እንመልሳለን። Absolutely right. Could is the right word. Could is the right word, please. ያ ምንድነው የሚላችሁ? She was telling me the story other they are just often or just her ex-boyfriend who died in a car crash 10 years ago. Yeah, then she blank burst into tears and screams and could never stop her. Yeah. ከ10 ዓመት በፊት የበፊት ጓደኛዋ በመኪና አደጋ ሞቷል። ስለዚህ ምን አደረግሽ ነው የሚለው። burst into tears ማለት ከአይኖቿ እንባዎቿ እንዴት እያሉ ፈሰሱ በጉንጮቿ ላይ ነው የሚለው። and silently, suddenly, romantically, sensibly. Silently is the right. What silently means? ምንም አይነት ሳታነጨንጭ የሆነ ሳታነጨንጭ ወይም ጮሃ ሳታለቅስ ቀስ ብለው ድምጽ ሳያሰሙ እንባዎቿ በጉንጮቿ ላይ ፈሰሱ ለማለት ነው። I stepped silently. ለምሳሌ I stepped silently in order not to disturb for my friends. You know what silently means? Quietly. ጓደኞችን ላለመረበሽ እግሬን ቀስ ብዬ ተራመድኩ ነው ሳይለንትሊ ማለት ቀስ ብዬ ተራመድኩ ነው ሳይለንትሊ ማለት not to disturb my friends. so silently ማለት ስታለቅስ ሰው እንዳያያት ቀስ ብላ እንባዋን ማፍሰስ ማለት ነው። ያ so the answer is silently. absolutely it has such meaning is please. ይሄም ትርጉም አለው ይሄ ትርጉም አለው ይሄ please. በጣም ጥሩ። it's a pity she didn't see her brother. Had she arrived a day earlier? Yeah, had she arrived? Look here. Inversion, conditional type 3. Had plus, subject plus verb 3. Inversion no type, conditional type 3 ላይ ነው የሚዋራው። Conditional type 3 true ነው። ስለዚህ conditional type 3 ከሆነ must have, yeah. So the answer could have meet, yeah. Could have meet. Right. Everybody understand that most of, look here, that most of you worked very hard, blank, you would pass this test, but you don't have to lose hope if you just result happens to be against your examination. So that's the answer. Adverb clause of result ያልኳችሁ ይሄ ነው። ምክንያቱም እዚህ ጋር ላስቀምጥላችሁ the first clause here is simple past and the result clause should be modals could, should, might, something like that. structure ይሄ ነው የሚሆነው። ስለዚህ so that ነው የምንመርጠው። despite እናንል ክሎዛ ይሄ ፍሬዝ አይደለም። as a result of which አንልም። which means ብዬ describe ላደርግ አልችልም። so adverb clause of result it has three important rules አለው። so that, in order that, on conditions that, for fear and also what listen ስትጠቀሙ some parameter structures አለው። ያንን በደንብ ማየት አለብን please. yeah and the other one here is If what you are telling me is true, then I blank straight away. I'm going to go straight away. Yeah, I'm going to go straight away. I'm going to go straight away. So the other question here, you blank submit the assignments now, although it has not been edited. I know how serious the instructor is with deadlines, and he could give you a zero ነው የሚላቸው። መጠየቅ የፈለገው አሁን ሲናሪን አይደለም። መጠየቅ የፈለገው had better and auto ነው። When do we use strong advice? Had better. If you do not do that, you'll be in problem. Yes, ምን ማለት that is በጣም ሲሪየስ የሆነ strong advice የምንጠቀምበት had better። ለምሳሌ the film begins at 2:30. I had better go now. ልክ ነው። strong advice ነው። ካልሄድኩኝ 2 ሰዓት ላይ ፊልም ያመልጠኛል። ይሄ ነው strong advice ማለት። The film begins at this is an interesting film, so I should go. An interesting film, I should go. Advice ነው ግን stress serious advice አልተጠቀበትም። strong advice አልተጠቀበትም። ቢሄድ ጥሩ ነው የሚል ትርጉም ነው የሚሰጠኝ። ስለዚህ ሹዱን ይጠቀማል። በዚህ ኮንቴክስት ግን ኤዲት ሳታረግ አሳይመንቱ ሰብሚት አድርግ። ኢንስትራክተሩ በጣም ከባድ ነው፣ ሲሪየስ ነው። በጊዜ ሰብሚት ካላደረክለት ዜሮ ይሰጣል ካለ ስትሮንግ አድቫይዝ ነው። ስለዚህ ሃድ ቤተርን ተጠቀሙ ነው የሚላችሁ። ሃድ ቤተር ኦውቱ አትጠቀሙ ነው የሚላችሁ እዚህ ጋር። የስ ለምሳሌ you ought to submit your assignments now, although no አይልም። ይሄን ጥያቄ አንም you ought to submit your assignments now. Yes, right ልል እችላለሁ እንደዚህ። ሌሎቹ ሐሳቦች ልገልጽ ግን አልችልም ነው። Fine, yeah. The house blank into last night. They have already reported it to the police. I'll try to follow up the progress. Yeah, the house is called passive voice. Last night, which is past passive, was being past continuous, present perfect passive, and present perfect and past passive. The house was broken into last night. Yeah, the house was broken into last night because there is signal time expression here. Because of this reason, was broken the right. And was being broken doesn't take this signal time expression because of the reason here. The right answer here is D. But if it blank for at least a month, so during the last 3 weeks, the cattle would have resisted. Yes, the cattle would have. It's conditional type 3. Conditional type 3 here. Conditional because the main clause is completely here. Could have plus, would have plus verb 3. So if it is would have plus verb 3, it is completed with past perfect. Had rained. Yeah, had rained. Past perfect. If clause ላይ ይሄ ነው። ይሄ ፎርሙላ ማለት ነው። ሜን ክሎዝ ላይ ኮምፕሊት ከሆነ ሜን ክሎዝ ላይ ያለውን ሐሳብ አንስቼ if ክሎዝ ላይ መምጣት መቻል። ስለዚህ past perfect ነው ቢብዬ መልሳለሁ ማለት ነው። ይሄን ማለት fine. Her father works very blank, but she's like a tortoise. She answers very slowly. Yeah, right. ምን ማለት ነው የፈለጋቸው? Actually urgently, quick ምናምን fast ብላኝ ምናምን fastly እንዲት ነው የሚፈልገው። The answer should be fast ነው because fast is both adjective and an adverb. She runs fast, fastly አይደለም። The driver drives fastly አይደለም። He is a fast driver. Fast adjective ነው፣ ድራይቨርን ገለጸልኝ። ስለዚህ fast ማለት both adjective and adverb ነው። በዚህ ኮንቴክስት adverb ነው። ለምን? very fast ነው፣ very intensifying adverb ነች። fast adverb ነው። fastን እየገለጸ ነው። how does her father work? very fast በቃ። ስለዚህ ይሄን ጥያቄ የሚመልስልኝ fast የሚለው adverb ነው። That's the logic behind it, please. Yeah. I wish that we belong today. It is really freezing and wet. I didn't need to work. Exactly. I wish. Wish plus simple past or past perfect. The rest do not complete for the question. Yeah. Dimalisu. Yes. I was offered a reasonable. Yeah. I was offered a reasonable fund for. Much a reasonable fund for helping the organize. Yeah, much. ሌሎቹ ሊሆኑ አይችሉም please. Yeah. Yes, right. The other question here. Blank, she came house. I made her coffee. Then we just waited together and had ours. Yes, right. It adverse of subordinating conjunction የጠየቃቸው especially for time adverb ነው የጠየቃቸው። suddenly prior የሚለው መልስ ሊሆኑ አይችልም። ሱ just reject ማድረግ ነው። ምርጫ ሉት ብሎታቸው conjunction ናቸው። when she came home I made her coffee. ቤቴ እንደመጣች ሻይ ቡና አፍልቼላታለሁ። ዘን የሚቀጥለውን ሰራ ነው። when she came home adverse of time ነው የገለጸልን። while at the time when ማለት ነው። ማለት while at the time when both times adverse ናቸው but አጠቃቀማቸው ይለያያሉ። when and while when she came home I made her coffee ልክ እንደመጣች ቡና አፍልቼላታለሁ። እንደመጣች ቡና አፍልቼላታለሁ which is simple past ነው። when correct conjunctionችን ነው የሚሆነው። yes yeah can anyone tell me blank book this is it has been lying her for months yeah በጣም ቀላል የሆነ ግን ቴክኒካል የሆነ ጥያቄ ነው ጥያቄው። እዚህ ጋር አሁን who አልም which አልም እና whose ነው። ለምን this is interrogative adjective ብንለው ይሄ ነው። interrogative adjective ሁለት whose which እና what ናቸው interrogative adjectives። which book do you read? what book do you read? whose book is this? interrogative adjective ማለት ስምን ተከትለው ስምን ሊገልጹ የሚችሉ adjective types ናቸው። which book this is? can you tell me? which እንዳልጠቀም possession ነው የሚገልጸኝ። እዚህ ጋር possession belonging owners proprietor ነው የሚጠይቀኝ። whose book this is? whose book የማን ነው? ሙሉ ቀን እዚህ ጋር ተጋድሞ የዋለው መጽሐፍ ነው እያለን ያለው whose book possession. so the answer is whose plus possession which is followed by nouns. yeah the other question, she likes chatting with children and blank. we actually have a lot in common but I like her at playing with dogs. so do I. this ellipsis እንለዋለን ወይም pronouns in a co-construction የምንለው ሁለት ህግ ያለው if the first statement is positive the ellipsis should be positive and can be answered with so plus auxiliary verb plus subject. if the sentence is negative the response should be nor or neither plus auxiliary verb plus subject, right? but in this case the statement is positive so the reply here is so do I. what so do I means I also do like chatting with children ማለት ነው። both she and I like chatting with children ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ so do I the right answer ብለን መልሳለን። exactly. the next question, the school director sent to you same as just a message but apparently your sister belonged to tell you blank. yeah so forgot yeah is forgetting continuous form የለም has forgot አንልም forgets አንልም forgot which is past form. he was doing the washing up when yeah right አሁን clean ቅድም መጣ። she was doing two different actions were happening at the same time. two different activities were happening at the same time. past continuous use the conjunction while ነው የሚላችሁ principle. he was doing the washing up እያጠበች ነው while she was what cleaning the house እሷ ቤት እያጸዳች እያለ እሱ ደግሞ እያጸዳ ነበር ነው። ስለዚህ while correct conjunctionችን ነው የሚሆነው። ይሄ የፓስት continuous አጠቃቀም ነው የጠየቀን። during አንጠቀምም before አንጠቀምም since reason ነው adverb ነው it's not really the word to complete for the question. so clue ፍንጭ የሚሰጠን ነው one progressive he was doing and she was cleaning both two different activities were happening at the same time in a certain time in the past. the right conjunction here is while. this is all about the first 56 grade 12 questions in 2015. I hope you will get something which give us a clue. depending on the given clue you have to just expand your study, the approach of the question, and try to make ready to take or to get a very remarkable entrance exam just result. I wish you best of all. Thank you very much.